Hi, during this short video I'm going to take you through creating a general opportunity. So when I say general opportunity, I mean something like for a gardener or administrator, handy person, or even like D&V volunteering. So once you've logged in as a provider, you go to manage opportunities, down to create opportunity. You put in the name of the opportunity. It's really important that you try and make it sound exciting. And there's a big difference. This is probably the key field which distinguishes a popular opportunity from one which gets no volunteers. So try and make it, the description and the name, as interesting as you can. Obviously during this demo I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to put in general volunteer and put in word description. If I could type. And perks. So perks are basically anything additional, any kind of perk they get with the opportunity. So it might be, so it is useful to put something in there, even if it's something like free tea and coffee or a warm welcome. But it does make a difference with the amount of volunteers that do actually sign up. Skills required. So we'll say it's administrator. Actually, we'll change that from general volunteer to administration, and we'll say the good keyboard skills required for this one. The address, so you put the postcode of your hostel. Just make one up, and that should automatically create the opportunity. You can actually move the pin, so this takes the called the geolocation of where the opportunity is. I imagine obviously all your opportunities are probably going to be at your hostel. Just make sure you can move the pin, make sure it's dropped right on top of your particular hostel. Main category, so it's kind of self-explanatory. Tags, so this is used for two purposes. It's used as a way of describing what they're actually going to be doing there on the day. And also, this is picked up by the search results. So if I typed in, for example, front desk, okay, that's a volunteer searched for opportunities and typed in front desk, it would pick up this opportunity now because this opportunity's got the tag called front desk on it. So it's used mainly for searching, for help volunteers search for this opportunity, but secondly, as I said before, it's a way of describing what they're actually going to be doing on the day. Okay, you might see when you start typing in these tags as well, you get suggested tags that appear underneath. If you see the suggested tag there, then just click on the tag and it automatically adds it to the opportunity. Is it accessible by wheelchair users or people who need a mobility aid? I say yes. Age groups, this is the age group of the people they're going to be dealing with, so obviously it's going to be children and adults, so it's down as mixed. Is it part of a larger event? So you don't have to worry about this for this. Basically an event is a group of opportunities, and if it was part of an event, then I'd say yes, and I'd select the event that it's part from. That allows volunteers to search for a particular, not only the opportunity name, but search for an event, because some volunteers, they might be interested in volunteering on an event and don't really mind what kind of discipline or what kind of role they play within that event. They just want to be part of the event. That's one of the main uses for events, but we're going to say no in this particular instance. Travel, so any kind of travel information you might need. Is there expenses going to be paid? And if you choose yes, it asks you what expenses are going to be paid. You can upload files, so this may be, it could be anything from a map to a document you'd like them to kind of fill in, a health and safety document you'd like to fill in and bring along on the day. So you can upload files to the opportunity. Is it joining or applying? It's important that your opportunities are set to joining, okay, not applying. There's a reason for this, but just trust me for now. It needs your opportunities should be set at joining. Ask for experience. So if the volunteer joins the opportunity, do you want to kind of force them to put in a few words of why they believe they're suited to that opportunity? We're going to say yes. You can restrict to volunteer groups here. So if you created some groups of volunteers, and say, for example, minibus drivers, I can restrict it to that group, which means only volunteers within my minibus driving group can join the opportunity. Restrict to your linked volunteers. A similar kind of thing is if a volunteer has been linked to you as a provider. Don't worry about that too much at the moment. Maximum applicants per session. So the first question is, what are sessions? So every opportunity is broken down into one or more sessions, and sessions are basically the times at the date and time that the opportunity takes place. Okay, we're going to say we only need one person, but I'm going to allow 3 people to apply for the opportunity, and I'm going to obviously shortlist them down to 1 person. Okay, maximum minimum ages, genders, I don't think there'll be any kind of gender specifying on there. Share the opportunity with a larger network you belong to, leave that in no. Make opportunity available nationally via tryvolunteering.com, make sure that's set to no. What that does, it basically shares it with national systems. So at the moment it shares with our national system, which is tryvolunteering.com, but also in the next few weeks it's going to be sharing with Do It, and also the Scottish kind of national volunteer system, Volunteer Scotland. But you'd want volunteers just coming who have registered just through the YHA site to be able to access this opportunity, and probably all of your opportunities for now. Sessions and times. So it's quite important that you understand the 3 different types of opportunities. So you've got repeating, which is, say for example, I wanted an administrator, as we've got here, and I needed someone every Monday for 3 hours. Then that would be repeating, because it happens every Monday. Non-repeating would be something like if an event was taking place at a weekend, you might say it takes place on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. So there's 4 sessions there, but they're not repeating, it's kind of a one-off opportunity. Then a flexible opportunity, so if you don't know the time, the date, time or duration kind of beforehand, before the opportunity takes place. So say it was a work experience and you're expecting university students to apply, and you wanted to work that around their timetable, so you're kind of quite flexible, hence the word, then it would be a flexible opportunity, which means when it comes to logging hours, rather than them just clicking on the log hours button for the repeating and non-repeating, and it knows exactly how many hours they've done, because it says the opportunities from 9 o'clock in the morning till 12, so that's 3 hours, so I'm going to log 3 hours. The flexible opportunity just allows them to kind of enter the hours and log them as and when they go along. Okay, but this one we're going to say is a repeating opportunity. Does it have a closing date? Yes, it does. The closing date is it's not the date at the end of the opportunity. The closing date is when you want it to be taken away from the search results. So when do you want to stop advertising the opportunity? So I'm going to say on Thursday, I want it to stop advertising. I want the opportunity to start on the Monday, and it's going to take place every week for 3 weeks, starting at, we'll say 10 o'clock, and it takes place for 3 hours. Okay. Weekly not every 3 weeks, sorry, weekly every 1 week. So it's weekly every 1 week. It's taking place 3 consecutive weeks. And how many times that takes place for 3 weeks, 3 occurrences. And click on add new opportunity. Now once I click that, you see a little message appears saying it's awaiting clearance from the administrator. So the YHA administrator will check all opportunities and make sure that they're set up in the correct way. If it's not correct, set up correctly, you made a mistake, you'll get contacted by the administrator. It might be an email, it might give you a ring and kind of tell you what you need to change for it to be accepted. Once it's accepted, that's when it goes live on the system, and volunteers can view and join that opportunity. I hope that helps. Thank you.